Hey everybody, it's another episode of Light Sports Breakdown with LSB. We're back. Jerseys are up, you know the deal. NBA playoffs are here. It's day one. We got 4 intense matchups today. It's a lot to talk about. It's a lot to experience, and I'm so excited that it's here because a champion will be crowned, and this is the starting line. So, first round of the playoffs, 4 games today. First game on the list is a rematch of last year's semifinals between the Miami Heat, the 6th seed, versus the 3rd seed, Milwaukee Bucks. You know, last season, the Heat surprised everyone, or it was on an amazing finals run, made it all the way to the NBA Finals, but their biggest surprise was beating the number 1 seed Milwaukee Bucks last year. And honestly, it was decisively. It was 4-1, but there was a lot of factors. Giannis got injured around game 2 and 3, so he wasn't there for the full series. But the Heat took advantage, and they were just making big shots when they had to. But now it's a rematch. The Bucks, they have a chip on their shoulder, but they're a different team. Over the offseason, they acquired Jrue Holiday from the New Orleans Pelicans, who can shoot the ball, defend, and he just is a great point guard to complement Giannis Antetokounmpo and Chris Middleton. They also signed Jeff Teague and traded for PJ Tucker, who plays amazing defense and can shoot the 3 ball. So they replaced Robin Lopez with Bobby Portis, and Jeff Teague replaces Eric Bledsoe that struggled immensely last year in the playoffs against the Heat. And Teague has a lot of playoff experience, and he was a former starter for the Atlanta Hawks when they had the Big Four with Kyle Korver, Al Horford, and Paul Millsap. So he's still got a lot to prove, a lot in the tank. So that's the new look Bucks. But we also, the Miami Heat, they have a new look. They acquired Victor Oladipo. Unfortunately, he's out for the season due to injuring his quad again. So it's better for his career if he got this surgery now rather than risk aggravating it even more. They also signed Dewayne Dedmon, and they traded for Nemja Bjelica and traded Miles Leonard for Trevor Ariza, who in essence fills that Jay Crowder role that the Heat had last year, and he's been contributing up to par with how Jay Crowder did last year. And Dewayne Dedmon is just another big body that can defend and he can rebound. And with the big bodies on the Milwaukee Bucks side, it's going to make it difficult. And there's also a guy known as Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Kendrick Nunn. There's just so many guys on this team that just want to run it back. Jimmy said that just help me get there, and I'll do the work. But now they have a big test because last year the Bucks couldn't beat the Heat. This year the Bucks kind of have been able to handle the Heat because the Heat didn't really have their rotation or the proper parts to compete this year because they had Mo Harkless. It wasn't working. Kelly Olynyk was not a great backup big. Obviously, he's more of a power forward, and he can shoot the ball and struggled a little bit on defense. And now they're back. The Heat, they were on the verge of playing in the play-in tournament and just narrowly escaped beating the Celtics twice. They lost to the Bucks in the second to last game, and then they beat the Pistons, but that didn't really affect the playoff standing. So they are currently the 6th seed versus the 3rd seed, and it's a lot to handle because Giannis has yet to prove himself. They had the number 1 seed, but they've had early playoff exits, and Giannis hasn't really improved that much since then. Yes, he's a 2-time MVP and everything, but he hasn't really gotten that consistent jump shot. He's still a force on running the floor and in the paint, but he needs that jump shot to just scare people. I mean, he's hit a lot more threes this season, but it just seems like the Bucks have retooled, and Giannis, he re-upped and signed the max, but now it's honestly a rematch between these two teams, and I don't think it's going to go the same way it went last year. My prediction for this series is it's going to go 7 games, but because they have Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, Bam, and all those guys, and Trevor Ariza, he's won a ring. I think that they have the edge. I think the Heat are going to be able to pull this out. The Bucks are better, so I wouldn't count them out, but it's going to be an interesting series. Tonight's game 1, and we're going to find out who captures it. But I'm going with Miami. I always roll with Miami. It may be my heart over my mind, but I just feel that the Heat have a good enough team to compete with the Bucks. And yes, they have improved, but also the Heat are different. So you got to put that into perspective as well.